Nobody wakes up excited to talk about parts of speech. I get it. But stick with me for the next few minutes because I'm about to show you why every single word you write is basically a tool. And once you know which tool does what, writing gets a whole lot easier. Welcome back. I'm Coach Herb, and today I'm building the very first block in your writing foundation. And before we groan or click away because you think this is going to be a grammar lecture, let me stop you right there. This is not a grammar lecture. I'm not going to make you diagram a sentence. Nobody needs that kind of trauma before lunch. What I'm going to do is show you 4 tools that are already in your toolbox, whether you know it or not, and how to actually use them on purpose with purpose instead of by accident. Quick story before we dive in. Remember that kid I told you about in the last video? The one who thought writing class was going to be stupid? You know what changed for him? It wasn't some big dramatic breakthrough. It was the day he realized that picking the right word was more powerful than picking a bigger word or a generic word. He found out he could reach his audience just being himself instead of trying to act like someone else when he was writing. That's what today's about. Not memorizing definitions or the parts of speech, but knowing your tools well enough to reach for the right one at the right time. Let's start with nouns. The definition you've heard over and over. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Easy, right? You already know this, I'm sure. But here's the part most people skip. Not all nouns are created equal. Watch this. I could say, the animal walked into the room. Or I could say, the Rottweiler walked into the vet's office. Same basic sentence, completely different picture in your head. That's the power of a visual noun. Here's a key point to remember. Specific beats vague every single time. Tool number 2, verbs, action words, the things happening in your sentence. Nike didn't realize how much they helped me out when they started their trademark phrase, just do it. See, verbs, they're what you do. I find that phrase is a cure for the disease I'm going to tell you about. See, here's my favorite classroom confession. For years, students would hand me essays where everything just went somewhere. The character went to the store. She went outside. He went to bed. Went. Boring. I started calling it the went disease. It's contagious and it makes your writing flatline. Good night forever. Now, watch what happens when we swap in a vivid verb. Instead of she went outside, what about she bolted outside or she wandered outside? Same basic idea, totally different feeling. One, she moved really quickly. The other, she took her time, almost lost, searching as she left. That's a vivid verb doing its job. See, we're building here. Think about a visual noun and a vivid verb together. Now we're cooking with grease. Check it out. The chef seared the T-bone. Tool 3, adjectives. These describe your nouns. So what does that really mean? It means they give more information about the noun of your sentence. Now, here's where I have to give you a warning label, because adjectives are like hot sauce. A little makes things better. Too much and nobody can taste anything. I had a student once turn in a sentence that said, the big, huge, giant, enormous dog ran fast. Come on, man. Pick one. We get it. The dog was large. I'm not sure if he thought he really needed all that or if he was just giving me a hard time. So remember, one strong specific adjective beats 4 repetitive ones stacked on top of each other. Less really is more here. So we build again. A descriptive word, a visual noun, and a vivid verb. Phew, that's a tasty recipe right there. The buttery biscuit melted in my mouth. Man, I could almost taste that one. And tool 4, adverbs. These describe verbs, meaning they give more information about the action of the sentence, and they usually end in ly. Quickly, quietly, angrily. Adverbs get a bad reputation in the writing world, and honestly, they've earned it, some of it. Here's the thing. If your verb is already doing its job, you don't need an adverb propping it up. She ran quickly. It's fine. But she sprinted already tells me she was quick. See what happened there? A strong verb can replace a weak verb plus an adverb. So choose one or the other. You don't need both of these things. So here's your toolbox. All 4 tools laid out for you. Nouns, name what you're talking about and make it specific. Verbs, show the action and make it vivid. Adjectives, describe with purpose not repetition. Adverbs. Use them sparingly and only when your verb needs backup. None of this is about being fancy or sounding smart. It's about being clear. It's about painting pictures with words. A clear sentence with the right tools will always beat a complicated sentence dressed up to impress somebody. Trust me, I've read 30 years of essays trying to impress me. The simple, clear ones always won. Now it's time for that dreaded word, your homework. Wait, don't turn the video off. This homework will be fun. I want you to think of 2 boring nouns and 2 boring verbs you tend to use a lot. Then make a list of 10 words that make them visual nouns or vivid verbs. You're basically creating a resource for you to look back on when you're writing a story or an essay for classes. They'll make your writing pop and suddenly you're a better writer without even really trying to be. So next time, we're taking these tools and building our first real sentences with them, the right way, without turning it into a run-on sentence disaster. If today helped you even a little, gently tap that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any content. I've changed my channel from early on, and YouTube needs some help realizing this stuff is worthwhile. Remember, we're building this block by block. I hope you had a good time today, and I learned, and you learned, a little something about all of this. Again, I'm Coach Bob Herb. See you in the next lesson.